All right, so folks, this will be the demo for the second part of the CAN project. Specifically, I would point out that you cannot do this part until you have completed part 1 because you will be starting from your finished and completed color pass. So this is the color pass as it is currently on my CAN, which you know what, recent projects. I need to set my project to 5 VGAD CAN project. CAN start. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Simple color pass. All right, so what we're going to be doing now is adding the bump and the spec maps to our CAN project by taking our existing Photoshop doc and taking the layers and adjusting them as needed to get the appropriate result. Here is what won't work though. So please do not, where is this? It's down here. Okay. Please do not take your completed image, right? So this is just the texture that is going into Photoshop. Please do not just go in here and run your high pass on this because it will look really bad. This does not look good as a bump map. Everyone does this not everyone. So every year someone does this. Multiple people, many people in fact, do this exact thing that I'm showing you, and it is so obvious when I see it. And then I'm just like, why? Why are we having this conversation? So don't do that. Same thing with the bump map or the spec map. So you have to do this from your original diffuse map. So we're going to manually change all of these colors to whether it be 50% gray or black and white, depending on which one we're making. So for starters, we're going to be making our bump map. As a reminder, the bump map is governed at 50% gray being even, and black will push things down and white will raise things up. So looking at our image as it is, the biggest thing I can point out to you right off the bat is that we are going to get an insanely noisy Nutritional Facts label, even though that should obviously be flat, right? So here is what we're going to do. Let me zoom out. So I'm going to take all of these layers and I'm going to select them all and I'm going to put them in a group, and this will be my color map. Now I can duplicate my group, and this one will be my bump map. And so I'll turn off color map and open up my copy of bump map. Now I'm just going to work my way from the bottom to the top of my stack. So again, if we know that this should be governed at 50% gray, this layer by itself can get a high pass. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. So I can high pass this picture. That's not a problem. The individual picture itself. So high pass on that. I'll tone it down a little bit. So it's just subtle. Okay. So we got that done. I do not need this shading thing, so I'll just get rid of it in my bump map. This one, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence, is orange. If we want this to be raised up, sort of on our label, then I would want to change that to white. My ingredients, I don't really want these to get raised up, so I'm just going to delete them. But I am going to turn the ingredients to white so that that is raised up on my label. Oh, I'm not working my way up. I'm working my way across. Hold on. Let me do what I've told myself I was going to do. So the ellipse here, we don't need this unless we want it raised. Okay, let's raise this up. So we'll put white. Boom. This picture of Nicolas Cage. I'm going to go ahead and apply my layer mask so it's just the little circle. So I'm not going to move it anymore. Another high pass. Boom. Then where does this bring us? So now we're at the nutritional facts. Okay. This part is, I've just realized I'm not recording, but, I am recording. Okay, good. Good. I was going to do it next period anyway, but, so for this, it's already black and white. So that already kind of poses a problem. Additionally, the black text would be pushed in and the body of it would be raised up if we govern it by bump map standards. So essentially what I want to do with this is start by inverting this image layer, the color rather. So I'm going to Command I, and now you'll see that the text is white and the background is black now. Now I'm going to go under Image, Adjustments, Levels. Now this is the same as making a levels adjustment layer, so I will show that because you folks are more comfortable with that. But levels adjustment layer, I'm going to clip it onto this guy here, and essentially I just want to move my pure white over so that these tones all become pure white. And then I want to take my maximum output down here though and move it to the middle, which is 120, 128. Boom. And now it doesn't output these dark tones. It forces them to be 50% gray. And then anything, can you folks keep it down back there, please? And then you'll see that the back goes away. And then the white text stays. So then we will have our nutritional facts raised up on our can label. Ingredients I already handled. Great. So made those white. These can label, or the cans, or the aluminum rather, just run a little high pass action on those individual layers. Boom, boom. Cool. Nicolas Cage presents Uncaged, so I'm gonna just go ahead and change all of this text to white. That was me just, it'll update your colors if you flip, so I flip it back and forth to use the active white. That's what I'm doing there with that. So I'm just changing the text to white. Boom. Okay. And I think we're just left with this layer, which I will also set to white. Okay. So, again, that is not going to show up. The pink is just there to serve as a backdrop. Ow. But that would be our completed bump map. So again, our color map, and then our converted bump map. So I'll go ahead and save over my Photoshop document, do save as, and it should be going into the source images of your project as a PNG or Targa if you're fancy. And then this will be _B at the end of the name because it is my can project bump. And save, and okay. And so again, you folks don't need to do this until the very end, but as I'm going, I'm going to just show you how it's looking. There's my color map. We click on the checker box for bump map. We're adding a file. Bump value is where you would insert your map. And then link B. And so you can see how that has drastically altered the appearance on my can. And so this is something that came up when we were talking about it, or I mentioned it, but we didn't really see it in action. So like this looks really, really looks kind of spooky. So this is pretty scuffed. So I would want to go, I'm going to click on this and click on my bump mapping. But then it's this button backs you out to your bump node. I don't know why it's like this. I wish it were less complicated. But then this bump depth, as I said, is a multiplier of how effective it is. So let's bring it down to like half. There you go. With half of it as half as effective, looks pretty good. Got some little scratches. His face is still weird. We probably don't need to high pass this if we're going to have it on the can. I like the little texture I'm getting on his jacket and stuff. It all looks very good. Looking at the top of the can, it's mostly smooth. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about this. Don't worry about it. Sorry. is that way. I'll fix it next year. So that's part 1 of this. Part 1 of part 2, I guess I should say. So that's our bump map. Now we need to control for this specularity, how shiny this thing should be at certain points. So let's go back. Whoops. Let's go back in here. I guess here, let me pull up my, you guys don't care. Let me just go back to this. Okay, so I'm going to, again, duplicate my color map. This time it will be spec map. And again, this is the one that is governed under the idea that black would be 0, white would be 100. How shiny is it? Is it 100% shiny? Not very shiny. So black, not very shiny. White, very shiny. So in my spec map, just run it back one more time. So in this case, I need to first desaturate the image, just like we did when we did our cinder block. So get the color out. Then you control for the levels. Now, as you folks saw me do on the last one, because I just had the one, you could just do a levels layer and then clip it onto the layer. But since I'm going to be doing this for each of them, and I feel confident in my abilities, you can just use the destructive adjustments and just do a levels adjustment layer. That way it basically like merges the layers. Let's see. I don't want this very shiny. No, I do want it shiny. So I'm increasing how much white is going to be on this image so that it is particularly shiny. So that's pretty shiny. Okay. So because we want reflection when the light goes over it. I do not want this black there, so I'm just going to straight up get rid of it. This text can again become white because we want the text to be very shiny to catch the light. This ellipse I can make white. This picture of our guy here, I can also adjustments levels. Again, I'll move my pure white tab way. Oh, I've skipped my desaturate. Whoops. So again, make sure you're taking the color out of your spec map and then adjust the shading. So pure black. All right, cool. So we got that done. And next layer is our nutritional facts. These are fine as they are, to be honest with you. If you want to, if you want to get serious, you can do basically the opposite of what we did. Hey, Maya or Summit, can you turn off my my kettle, please? Just press the red button. Thank you very much. So which one? I'm doing the adjustments for this. Okay, so you can make it so that the black on the label is muted, so that way it is still kind of shiny on there. You'll see a little bit of variation in it though. Ingredients. I'm gonna make all of this text white instead of deleting it like I did on the other one. Make all of this text white. And I'm just gonna be quick about it and just do all three of those at the same time. Okay. And then we just need to do these two. Image, desaturate. And let me do it again over here. Desaturate. I'm just going to merge these because I'm lazy, and then I will do my levels. And so again, same thing here. Whoops. More white, more brighter tones because this should be very shiny. So there we have it. This is our spec map. So let me go ahead and save my PSD. Save as PNG Meyer-Can project _S. And then finally, under specular color, add a file, S, open. And so that is our spec map. All right, so that's that. That would be the completed can project. Your can, when completed, should look like this in Maya. So you should have these files assigned to a blend material. Again, this is what you would do at the end. Take the can as provided, assign the blend to it, and then just link your 3 completed textures into the blend. And that's it. Again, this is the last thing that you would do, putting it in Maya. So until you're done, you don't need to be in Maya. Okay? Thank you for watching.